Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, Christine. How are you today?
I am doing good. Thanks for asking. What about you?
No complaints on this end. Actually, it's it's kind of good. My kids are home for school for the summer, and the fact that it's Wednesday and they both have occupations and jobs to get them up and out of the house and not hanging out is a good thing. little summer job thing, always a good thing. All right. So, everybody, thanks so much for showing up. My name is Mark Gamble. My lovely host, Christine, has put together a fantastic program. We are going to spend the next 45 minutes, hour-ish, talking about AI very specifically when it comes to real estate. Uh, but we're not going to do it from the traditional mundane way. And the reality of it is this technology, the advancements and the announcements, they change so rapidly. I mean, just Monday, Apple had their conference and they announced some incredible stuff. 2.5, 3 weeks ago, OpenAI had their announcement. A day before this, Google had their. I mean, it's just rapid pace. Things are happening so quickly, and some of the things that were very like awe-inspiring or eye-opening when it came to AI are becoming commonplace and mundane and like normal now. And we're going to dig a little bit deeper and start going down into Alice's rabbit hole a little bit deeper during the conversation. And so I'm going to be running through a lot of things very, very quickly. After the session, we're going to break back out into the open networking environment so you guys can have a chance to just kind of decompress amongst each other and kind of just chat amongst each other, because there's a philosophy that I really tend to buy into. The quote that I really, really love, I think is Ralph Waldo Emerson, if I'm not mistaken. I'm probably going to butcher the quote, but it goes something to the effect of, the mind, once expanded by a new idea, can never return to its original shape. And I love being able to kind of just plant a seed that gets a different perspective, gets a different insight planted in the mind, so that it's hard going back to sleep and saying, I'm just going to keep doing things the same way I was doing it yesterday, even though I know this other stuff is possible and exists and is capable. So being able to really tap in and leverage the tools that we have at our disposal is that's kind of the shift mechanism that we can tap into right now. And that's what we're going to talk about. I have a slide presentation. I have to make sure that I have it, and I thought I had it queued up. Oh, I do. There it is. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. We'll jump into it. There is a couple of little housekeeping things. There is a public chat. Christine's going to monitor the chat and engage with folks during chat as I talk. And if you have a question that you want to make sure is addressed, put it in the Q&A tab. It just helps us keep things organized a little bit more efficiently, so we're not trying to scroll through and find stuff all around. So if there's something specific that you want to make sure gets discussed or addressed, please put that in the Q&A section, and amongst yourselves, chat within the in the main area. The last thing is, over here in the lower right-hand corner, there are little emoticons. If you like something or you're going to give it a thumbs up or clap, it just kind of shows folks virtually and digitally that there's engagement happening in the room. So without further ado, I will go ahead and do the share screen thing here. And we will start with this. And do you see my screen okay, Christine?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, excellent. So today is the third part of a 5-part innovation summit put on by Alignable. Christine Yu, owner of 1031 Exchange, has organized this suite of educational sessions. And each week we go over something very specific with relation to the real estate industry and the just changing dynamic in operating and running a business 2024, 2025, and beyond. This week, we're focusing on AI and automation. And while I like to do hands-on actual workshop type of presentations, there's just so much that I want to make sure that we put into this short period of time. But understand, this is literally the tip of the iceberg. And it will be deeper than the traditional, oh, let's use Chat GPT to create social media posts and do descriptions on houses, on properties, and help with coming up with a innovative way to reply to that email. That's necessary now. That's that part of that mundane I was referencing. The other aspects of the summit, we focused on local SEO and your Google business profile. We focused on, in the other week, geo-targeting and geo-fencing. It's kind of that new way of managing and blanketing a neighborhood or a zip code or an area digitally. This week is AI. Next week will be social media. And then the fifth and final week will be kind of a culmination, just an open networking environment and Q&A environment, so we can really just kind of take the stuff that we're learning and figure out where and how it can be applied to our operations and our businesses. If you haven't seen or attended any of the earlier ones, no worries. They're recorded. Everybody will get access to an online portal where you'll have the ability to go in and look at each of the individual week's recordings, access all the resources and the tips and recommendations that we kind of put out here. So don't worry about that. It's about opening the mind that we talked about so that it can receive a lot of the information, and then we'll go back and help you reassess and reaccess those things. So my very gracious host has 20 years in the real estate industry. She's an expert in private equity, alternative investments, and 1031 exchanges. And I still am not clear on exactly a 1031 exchange. So we definitely have to get a one-on-one, Christine, so I can kind of get a little bit more insight into what a 1031 exchange is. Dedicated to educating real estate professionals, investors, attorneys, financial advisors, and CPAs on the benefits of 1031 exchanges. She recently partnered with Stewart Title, enhancing client fund securities and expanding services. And she is the founder of the 1031 Exchange Company. Works with as a nationally qualified intermediary for real estate investors. So, Christine, again, thank you so much. I'm thankful and appreciative to be here, and am going to turn it over into your capable hands before we get started.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate the intro, and welcome everyone for joining us in our event today. Mark created our room, made our couches, our pillows, everything. I don't know about any of you, but it's the first time I teach 1031 exchange class, and it's the first time I know I'm a Zoom girl or a Teams girl. And this is pretty special. Our last couple of, again, this is our third session, our last couple of sessions, we've had really positive feedback about how it just made the experience so much better. So anyhow, without further ado, our main speaker for today, Mr. Mark Gamble, he has over 30 years in tech entrepreneurship. He's the founder of 2 tech innovation companies. He's an expert in digital media and marketing. He's focused on AI-driven solutions for local businesses. He has a proven track record in business growth and efficiency on all industries. I know we're mostly in the real estate industry here, but he just cuts across all different industries. He's certified in artificial intelligence and business strategy. He runs an AI agency that specializes in effective business growth strategy. He also started a new video production business to spotlight local business experts and to help all of us with our video needs for our websites and our businesses. He is an Alignable Alliance ambassador. I think 100% of us here is a member of Alignable as well, and he's very passionate about educating and empowering underserved local businesses. And I present Mr. Mark Gamble.
Thanks so much. It's so easy to read like a dossier to kind of keep it keep it straight and straightforward and easy. And it's really about ease. That's what we're really going to talk about. So again, this is an Alignable sponsored event. So big thanks to Alignable. They are, even though they don't say they're a social media company, which they're really not, they're a social network company. It's a business networking resource that really helps allow folks to engage from all walks of life, all over, North America. And it really allows us to focus in on being able to find the opportunities to bring value. And that's kind of what I'm all about. If you get to know me, you'll find that I'm kind of like that little ride that used to be in front of the grocery stores where you put a quarter in it and just go and go. I mean, if you have a quarter, you can put, I'll just go and go and go, especially if it's things that I'm really interested and passionate about. And I have decades in the tech space in Silicon Valley. I'm here in San Francisco Bay Area, been here for 25 years and have ridden that technology wave in various aspects from the beginning of the dot-com boom and through mobile, through video, through social. When AI came out, it was not only one of the aha moments, it was one of those pivotal moments. And it's not because it's brand new. And we're going to talk about it. AI has been around for a long time. It's just that it's now democratized. That's what the aha moment is. And that's what we're going to jump into. So here's how our day is going to go today. We're going to start off, we're going to talk about you are on the cutting edge. AI has changed everything, and you are that spear tip, that starting point with access to these resources and these tools and these technologies that can change the way that you operate and you run your business. Then we're going to move into how to get the most impact from using AI. And this is way deeper than going over to Chat GPT and having a chat with Chat GPT. We'll talk about the different chat bots, but we're going to talk about them from a holistic standpoint and then start understanding what those chat bots really mean, because that's going to move us into the third section, which is implementing AI for maximum return in your business. These three components are the primary way that you should be thinking about this new tool, this new technology resource that you have at your disposal. We'll kind of finish up with an open Q&A. So that's where we'll kind of go through and figure out what questions we want to make sure we address. And each week we do a trivia contest. And for all of the trivia contest winners, if you have not been alerted or informed of your past weeks, it will be in your portal and you will be able to access it at any time within your portal. We give away hundreds of dollars of value added resources for our trivia contest. And the trivia contest is just our way to make sure you're actually paying attention, because we all know, we've lived in the Zoom world forever. When we're not able to be seen, we're doing and multitasking and probably paying attention. But we really want to make sure you are paying attention. And so we're kind of hanging some carrots out there to make it worth your while. We're going to have some trivia questions associated with the things that we talk about each week. We ask questions, and it's just like when you go to the pub or the bar, fastest person on the trigger to answer gets the prize. We use our cell phones. Our cell phones become the little buzzer. Each question pops up at the same time. So it's like a game show that we're going to basically be doing with everybody in the program. And we're going to be giving away some really cool prizes. And then we're going to just kind of give you ways to get the activity kits, and that's your portal. And then we're going to go back to the live networking and just kind of hang out and finish up the day and make sure we kick off hump day on the right note. Is that cool with you, Christine? Awesome. Thumbs up. Well, let's go. All right. So AI is being baked into virtually every aspect of personal and business lives. I'm going to start out with a poll. OpenAI has something called ChatGPT. Google has something called Gemini. Microsoft has something called Copilot. And Anthropic, which is a fourth player, has something called Claude. These are the top four dominant players in the AI space that is being democratized, that's starting the democratization of leveraging the access to these tools. But what I want you to understand about these tools is that they are ways to just manage, manipulate, and interact with huge data sets, with lots and lots amount of data. And you can just talk to the computer. You can just talk to the system and say, analyze this information for me and give me a way to assess, interpret, visualize, articulate that data. Those tool sets are what we're going to be able to tap into in order to elevate our own business operations. So they're called large language models, LLMs. And I'm not going to get all techie here, and this is not a tech thing. I'm a geek and a tech guy, but I also appreciate and understand it has to make sense. And that's what I want to make sure that you walk away with at the end of the day. So there's going to be a lot of visuals to kind of really kind of get you to understand it's 2025. And yes, do not get it mistaken. Robots are being created. Robots will be in your home. Robots will be sitting in your chairs and at your desks and in your kitchens and helping you with things. Billions of dollars are being put behind these technologies. So don't think, oh, not in my, yes, in your lifetime, it's happening as we speak. It's a whole new way of thinking. It's completely changing the paradigm. So it's not just about pushing buttons and just saying, oh, I'm going to go play with Chat GPT or any of these other tools to help make it easier for me to, oh, and I don't like the way Chat GPT answered that question. I can do it. That's the playground area. But if you understand the game, it's interacting with data that has been fed to it by Microsoft or OpenAI or Google or Anthropic. They've fed data into that system, and you're just interacting with the data. And this understanding is as significant as going from calculators and I'm not even, you remember the file cabinet, the 6-drawer file cabinets that would sit in your office. That's where you housed all of your customer information, and your accounting was in a ledger book that you had pages with ruled lines on it, yellow pages with ruled lines on it. And then the guy down the street gets a computer with Lotus 123 on it, and it calculates and tabulates and saves, and it changes the entire dynamic of business operations. And then the internet comes along and makes it possible for engagements and instantaneous interactions and instantaneous transactions and instantaneous money flow happening. And then smartphones come along and we can't get these things. Everybody pull up your smartphone, pull up your smartphone. You guys didn't even have to move. You don't have to move. The smartphone's right there. It's in our lives everywhere. It's changed everything that we do. Cloud services. We're going to talk a little bit about these cloud services, but the cloud is basically anything that you can log into and have a username and a password for, and or an app that accesses the information that lives in the cloud. It's not on your computer in your office, and if your computer is turned off, then there's no information. It's in the cloud. That's changed everything because now you can start using all of these cool tools like Slack and Google Drive and all these real cool tools to make it easy for your business to operate much more efficiently. And then social media / social networking, it just allows the connectivity of folks. Each one of these things significantly changed the way business is being done. But now we're in the age of AI, and AI is all about talking to the machine, prompting the machine, being able to communicate with the machine so that it can provide and produce for you the response, results, the information, the feedback that you would want somebody competent and expert in to be able to take that information, take that data, and help you assess, analyze, think through it, use it, and benefit from the data. Data, right? There's two very, very important assets here in the future. One is attention. Your attention is an asset. Companies are fighting for your attention, fighting for your attention. And the second is data. Your personal private data, which iOS says, oh, you decide who you want to share with. That is your first party personal data. As a business, it is your responsibility to try to get as much personal data from the people you're doing business with. You got to get that trust factor built up. You've got to build a resource bin, a repository of customer intelligence that helps your business operate. And now you can just say, hey, let's plug an LLM into our data stream. Let's talk to our data. Let's just have a conversation with our data and have it think about it in ways that we prompt it to think about it. So prompt engineering is the way of producing reliable results from the conversation that you have with your data set or your machine or your artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is not intelligent without data. Data is the core that makes artificial intelligence intelligent. You can license the tools from those big four, train it on your data, put guardrails up, and then figure out how you're going to apply that new application or resource into your business. Now, there's a link here when you get access to the slides that you can go to. That's a really useful link. It has to do with, understanding some of the mechanics around prompt engineering. This is not a prompt engineering session, but just understand you can tell the system to take on certain roles, to write in certain types of outputs, to start topics or certain types of content certain ways. There's directional instructions, and there's tones of voice. There's all different ways, leading phrases, how you want to target. There's all different ways that you can teach the hold on, let me share this tab here. So this, I just clicked on the link. So this is a link that you can go through, and you can just understand there's good ideas, ways to write prompts. There's good for desired outputs. There's types of content. You can ask it in certain types with certain types of instructions. You can give it directional instructions like writing styles or tones of voice or paragraph length. There's ways that you can architect your prompt to give you the result that you're looking for. So you'll get a link to that resource here in the system when you get the access to the slides. Now, the other thing is when the big 800-pound gorilla says there's fire out there, you should pay attention to it. And Google has said that AI is more important than fire or electricity. Artificial intelligence is one of the most profound technologies we are working on, as important or more than fire and electricity. Sundar Pichai, CEO, Alphabet, subsidiary of Google, or subsidiary is Google. Wake up and pay attention to what's going on, because that's where things happen that impact how we leverage and utilize the resources that are out there. As a matter of fact, Google has already admitted that they're changing the way that they've been running search for decades. It's changing. They're actually in the process now of rearranging their search business model, and the AI search functionality is changing who shows up at the top, who's able to pay for those keywords and get higher visibility. And they haven't figured out, and they've admitted we're kind of cannibalizing our business model right now because we're trying to figure out how to best implement this. But it's happening. They're spending the money in order to make the transition or the change to really incorporate AI into virtually every aspect of the Google experience. Apple, Monday. This is a brand new slide. I literally just put the slide in yesterday. Changing the game. They announced at their Worldwide Developer Conference that they are doing a partnership with OpenAI, and they are baking OpenAI and making Siri Super Siri. Super Siri now can basically have conversations with Super Siri. You can continue ongoing discussions with Super Siri. So Siri can do all the stuff it was doing before, but Siri is now connected to the internet and connected to other resources that you can connect, give it permission to connect to, and your phone becomes even that much more powerful. Now, this is in, kind of it's not rolled out yet, but this will be baked into the operating systems of the new phones. This is kind of how they get their new phones in people's hands. They got to keep selling phones. So a lot of times, I hear constantly, "Hey, Mark, you're all over AI, but aren't you afraid?" Well, let's just be frank. We were the generations that wanted to be the Jetsons. We wanted to run around with the Dick Tracy video watches on. We wanted to run around and have the opportunity to do video conferencing and have robots like Rosie hanging out and taking our kids to school and making lunches. We've perpetuated it. We've basically opened Pandora's box and it's out. And now it's a matter of, what are we going to do about it? We wanted to be here. We're here. What are we going to? Privacy is an issue because we said data is a currency. So you are going to have to determine how much your data is valued, how much you value other people's data. And that's part of the experience and the connection. So as you're out engaging in marketing and lead generating and list building, you're asking for data from these people. And when you get that data, if they're willing to chat with you personally on their personal cell phone versus only keeping you at a distance because I'll talk to you through my DMs on Instagram because I don't really know you, you got to work that relationship matrix. You got to figure out how to do that. That's 2025. We're already halfway through 2024, so 2024 is done. So all my slides in here say 2024. As of Monday and the last 2 weeks, they're already old hat. I've got to go back in and redo them. So should we fear about it? So here there are many questions. Will I be replaced by AI is one of the biggest questions. And the reality of it is by 2025, AI will eliminate 85 million jobs, but it will create 97 million more. That's 12 million more jobs. So you're not going to be replaced by AI, but you will be replaced by others who understand how to use and leverage the tool. So if you decide you're going to be the farmer that goes from the farm to the market with old Bessie and your little cart, versus somebody who gets the Model T Ford, is like, yo, I'm going to go ahead and put it on the Ford and I'll be back and forth in 2 hours versus 6 hours or a day it takes you to get to market, you're probably not going to sell as much corn. It's just the way it is. So understand this new tool, this new technology is your way of figuring out how to enhance and advance what you're doing because your competition is leveraging and using it as well. I liken it to, if there was another you that knew exactly what you knew, had the same experiences in the same business, going after the same customers, and that you was using AI and you were not, there's no way you could compete with that you. That you would outpace the not you every which way to Sunday. So you can't say, oh, I'm not going to use it, because you're handicapping yourself. It does help you move faster and do things better and cheaper. And that's an anomaly, because usually, I think I have a slide in here for it. Usually it's faster. If you want something good, fast, or cheap, and you can only pick two, that's how it typically has been done. Now you can get it faster, better, and cheaper because you're able to leverage technology sets that we didn't have access to before. The cool thing is you can upskill. This is so easy, and businesses and business professionals are doing it constantly. Just dial up the skill level. Make it a concerted effort. You don't have to be a programmer. You don't have to be an IT geek, but you do have to decide, I'm going to invest in myself. I am going to go to the next level because these tools, these resources are out there. Now, I will be the first to admit that there's a crap ton of AI this and AI that. AI is not a differentiator in product offerings. Everything is going to have AI. AI is going to be baked into everything from your refrigerator, from your toothbrush. So that fact that, oh, we're AI powered, you will need to understand or figure out how or what you can do with that intelligence and that data access that they're providing you from there. You might need to just build something on your own because it can be done. You can skill up to do that. So, next question is, do we know what's real and what's fake? And that's a great question. And this is where ethics and artificial intelligence is extremely important. Number one, transparency. Just first and foremost, understand this. Humans are cool engaging and talking to and even taking direction and instruction from a computer as long as we know it's a computer we're talking to up front. Hey Siri, hey Alexa, we're cool with it because we know we're talking to a computer up front. So be transparent about how the way you are leveraging AI, because there's going to be a lot of opportunities to integrate AI into customer-facing engagements and interactions. And that's going to help them and help you as well, but not if you're not transparent about how and what you're doing. And a lot of that also comes with how and what you're doing with the data and the information that you're capturing in that engagement. So how to use AI tools authentically and ethically is very important. And understand this, anything that is a disruptor or a change agent, rules have to be made around them, but then there have to be people that say, I'm going to help implement, institute, articulate the foundation of the rules. And that's really where everybody is right now. When I said in that earlier slide, you are at an advantageous position. You have access to something that no other business generation has had access to ever. And it's going to change the way everything is done. So if you are participating in it, you actually have a first mover advantage versus anybody else who's either on the sidelines waiting until something ferrets out or trying to poo-poo the thing and say, oh, it's not going to be here and I don't want to get involved and I'm not going to share my information or I'm not going to use that in any way, shape, or form. This is an opportunity to make and stake a claim in whatever industry, whatever niche, whatever geography, whether you're an old business, a new, an established business, leveraging it catapults you far light years ahead of your competition. So how can it be used in real estate specifically? And where to start applying it? Obviously, we talked about some of the things that if you haven't really gotten a good handle on it yet, you should have really played with one of the tools that are out there. So one of the ChatGPT or Gemini or Copilot or Claude, and then there's a bunch of others that are out there. I mean, there's more AI tools than there are cryptocurrencies. I get it, but you got to play with it. Get it to help you write blog content and social media content and tighten up your mission statement and help you with creating maybe, messaging for ads and things of that nature. Absolutely, you should be using that way. But it can also be used from a strategy and a planning standpoint. As long as you're in control over your own custom AI, call it a custom GPT. You've licensed their tool set. You've licensed OpenAI's tool set, just like you've licensed WordPress. Anybody built their website on WordPress, you've licensed WordPress, but you go out there and you make it your own custom system, and you don't have to figure out how to build a website development tool. You just license their tool. Same thing, you license theirs, but you train that system on your data, your information, your policies, your philosophies, your management styles, your background, your history, your products, your services, your prices, your specials, your whatever. That's what you train the AI on. And now you start figuring out how to help it manage inbound conversations. So somebody chats in with you. Okay, we've got intelligence that knows about who we are. Let's find out what their interests are and let's engage with them. We can look at how we can leverage analysis of our sales conversions and our sales projections. We can look at how we can handle outbound communication so that the automation, when you are sending out reply back emails and bulk emails and other mass emails or outreach emails, it goes far deeper than high first name, because that high first name anybody can do as long as you're a MailChimp monkey. So it's not that exciting. Customer support. We've all seen the little chat bubbles and chat widgets that you go to when you say go to GoDaddy.com and you want to chat with support instantly. They're supposed to be tied to a 24/7 support desk somewhere. Unfortunately, most small businesses don't have the capacity or the resources to man or staff a 24/7 support agency. So those little chat bubbles don't do anything more than just act as a glorified contact us form. Because when you click on it, it says, oh, give me your name, your email address, and your message. We reply back in 24 to 48 hours. As a customer, I want instantaneous response. I don't click on the bubble to hear back a chat response in 24 hours. I want to see the little dots going so that I know they're chatting back with me and I can get some kind of a resolution to my concern. AI can help with that. Improve productivity, training your teams, market research, automating and systematizing your processes, and much more. It is complex. However, the complexity has been turned into something that folks can use. That's the democratization of it all. So there's tools that are called no-code tools and low-code tools. That's a tongue twister that you can leverage and use in order to help you drag and drop your way to automation and success. The same way you can now drag and drop your website with tools like Wix. Before you had to know HTML and Java and all this code, and you had to hire a webmaster. Now you just need $29.99, and you just need to know how to drag and drop, and you got a web page. That's the democratization that's happening with being able to integrate AI into what you're doing. But there are complexities to it, and it's simplified when you surround yourself with people who are already doing it and understanding how to use it. Because in the beginning, just like maybe some of you guys probably didn't know how to really work that floor plan thingy that you guys found yourself in, you're like, oh my God, where am I? What's going on? What's happening? Am I the only one here? All it took was somebody to tell you, oh, just double click on the next table. And now all of a sudden it's like, now you know. But before it was complex and it was like, what do I do? But because you're surrounding yourself with other people that just show, hey, just use this button right here. All of a sudden now it makes it easier for you. That helps things become viral. In the next 6 years, AI technology is going to be a $15 trillion market, $1 trillion market. Okay. Using it, adopting it, implementing it are areas that you don't ignore it. Don't pay attention to it. This paradigm shift, it's available to anyone. AI gets things done faster, better, and cheaper. Normally, it's pick 2 out of the 3. This is what I was talking about earlier. Now, it's all 3. Steve Jobs had a quote, what a computer is to me, it's the most remarkable tool that we have ever come up with. It's equivalent of a bicycle for our minds. That was very appropriate because it allowed you to catapult and move yourself further ahead with minimal effort and still get a workout. AI is a motorcycle for the mind because you really don't have to work out hard. And you can just blaze past everybody on a bicycle. So those that are just stuck with, oh, I'm just going to use my computer, you'll be able to lap them every which way to Sunday. Now, AI comes in 3 basic components. There's AI, artificial intelligence, that's married with machine learning and deep learning. I'm not going to go deep in here, but just understand each of these are different stages of technological development. Artificial intelligence has been around for a long time. I already told you that. Look, it's been around since the 50s. Alan Turing did his Turing test to help a computer figure out how to quote unquote think like a human. there's a great movie, I think it's called The Imitation Game. And I think Cumberbatch played the lead role in it, but he played Turing. But that ability to get a computer to think like a human started in the 50s. The term artificial intelligence was coined in 56. A chatbot capable of holding conversations with a human came around in 64. 97, we had Deep Blue, IBM's chess computer beats the human champion. 99 is when you first started seeing those little pet dogs by Sony. That little Abo, little funky little dogs by Sony started showing up in 99. 2002, mass produced. How many of you guys have a Roomba? How many of you guys have the little Roomba that came out in 2002? 2011, Apple integrates iPhone Siri intelligent virtual assistant. So that is an example of AI. 2011 also, Question Computer Watson was first place on TV show. 2014, Amazon gets in the game. Alexa, intelligent virtual assistants. 2020, GPT-3 was launched. You guys didn't know this. Public didn't see it until 2022, but GPT-3 was opened April of 2020, but people were dealing with the pandemic. They weren't focused on this. They were still working on all this stuff, and it was in alpha circles and beta circles. I got access to it early. I got access to it around April, May of 2022. It got released November of 2022. ChatGPT was around 3 years before people actually started playing with it, and it blew their mind. 2022, GPT goes public. Now here's the kicker. If you guys have not seen the latest GPT-0, 4.0, it's called Omni, not 4.0. 4 Omni is basically a multilingual, multimodal GPT chatbot that you can talk to, that can see using the cameras on the phone. So you can actually have a conversation with GPT, and it has all the access to all the information that GPT-4 has access to, but you're engaging with it from a conversational standpoint. There's a link that I highly recommend that you guys go to when you get access to this slide deck, but it is OpenAI's introduction to GPT-4 Omni, and they have a series of examples and demos of engaging with the system, the ChatGPT, and the human-like engagement that happens. I'll show one or two of these. I'm gonna speed it up just a little, but just so you guys can see, this is what is available currently. Okay, so I'm sorry, I wasn't even sharing the screen. My fault. I had already started it. Let me share the screen. Okay. So this is OpenAI's website, and there are a few samples here. And I'm just going to scroll through, and I think it was the one that I was just looking at. Yeah, let's do that one there. Wow, they've added even more. Wow. They're really useful. Wow. Okay. So I hadn't seen all of those. So I'm going to spend some time after this and go check out some of the new ones that they've just put up.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Miana.
Hi, Alex and Miana. Nice to meet you both. How's it going?
It's pretty good. We're trying to figure out what should we play. Do you have any suggestions?
Absolutely. How about a classic game of rock, paper, scissors? It's quick, fun,
I think
and you
that
don't need
sounds
any.
great. Can you count us in and sound like a sportscaster?
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ultimate showdown of the century. In this corner, we have the dynamic duo, Alex and Miana, ready to throw down.
Okay, just count us in.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, shoot. Now, show your hands. What did you pick?
Who won?
Would you look at that? It's a tie.
Okay, let's
that
do it
was
again.
close. Round 2, here we go. Get ready. And 3, 2, 1, shoot. Let's see those hands.
Who won?
And it's another tie.
Okay, let's do it again.
All right, third time's a charm. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, shoot. Let's see those picks.
Who won?
And we have a winner. Miana's scissors cut through Alex's paper. Great game, you two.
Pretty cool. Thank you.
Thanks.
It's the system is seeing, it's analyzing, it's assessing. And again, I didn't even know there were so many new videos up here, guys. I mean, this is at our fingertips today currently. So I got a lot to cover. I normally would want to go down the rabbit hole and explore some of these with you, but suffice it to say, GPT Omni is changing the interaction between you. You don't have to just sit here and do this to interacting with your data. You can just sit here and have a conversation with your data and just talk to your data and ask it to analyze and then talk back to you with tonalities and excitement and and personality to it. It's unbelievable. So if we look at those 3 different components, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning, in the different stages of technological advancement, 50s to the 70s was the start of artificial intelligence. Machine learning comes in around the 80s. That's when algorithms to learn without being programmed to learn start to play a role. And then from 2000-ish, 2010s to beyond is deep learning. AI models have a high understanding of the data using the deep graph so that you can interact with the data sets that you have. So this is a little template that I would recommend that you guys use as a little activity as you're starting to think through what to do. Using AI in your organizations can start with initial areas, SEO writing, some content generation, user interaction, but also start thinking about what operations that you do. Because at the end of the day, anything a human can do sitting behind their computer keyboard and their computer monitor, AI can come in and do without doing that. You don't have to physically touch the keys or move the mouse or double click on that icon. Opening up that window, copying and pasting that, logging into here, moving this data here, updating this information, creating this spreadsheet, filling out these data, this CRM, writing these emails, all of that can be done automatically. It can be implemented into your business as a process. So I want you to kind of get creative. Think about your operations and what you would like to do to optimize that and start writing down some ideas. That helps you start to think about what to automate. Because here's the key. If you can document it, you can delegate it. If you can delegate it, you can automate it. Because most of the data is already out there and available. And you're just asking somebody to organize what you're doing. So trends to kind of walk away from, this portion of the program to understand is AI technology is going to continue to advance. Anybody that says, oh, I don't like the way it does this, understand this. This is the worst it's ever going to be. Today is the worst it's ever going to be. It's never going to get, it's only getting better, period. There's no changing. It's only going to get better. So understand sophistication of your tasks so that you can figure out how to simplify that. Take the complexity out of it by automating certain processes. I'll give you an example here in a moment, but you've got to be able to integrate it with your other systems, your CRM system, your email system, your follow-up system, your marketing system, your social media systems. If you can integrate these tools, and you can use the applications of natural language conversation processors like chatbots and custom personalization and figuring out how to automate a lot of those mundane tasks into what you're doing. So as a recap, mastering AI for your growth means that, yes, you start out using the public tools. So don't not use them. Just start using them, creating content, asking for assistance. Go and figure out how to write good prompts. It's not hard. It's just a matter of changing your articulation to the machine. Get that information to come back and do some, have it do some research for you so that you can figure out how this system operates. Then that next level is create your own custom GPT. License the technology from OpenAI or anybody else, and then train it on your own data. Create your own AI staff member or intern so that you can give it responsibilities throughout your company. And there's different stages and different levels. Like an AI intern, if you were to hire an intern to come in to work for your business, just a regular intern, a human intern, you teach it basic stuff like, make sure you are answering the phones this way. Make sure you understand these are the typical questions people ask and how to answer them. And make sure you know the times that we're open. And make sure you know who our president is. And make sure you know his bio and his background. And make sure you know all of our senior VPs. And make sure you know their bio and backgrounds. Make sure you also know the products that we have available so you can have a conversation with your customers about it. So giving the information about what they need to know, an intern should be able to assimilate that, use that, regurgitate that, and engage with folks so that they're a value add to the company. That's where you can start your AI process out with, your AI exploration out with. Get an AI intern. It's not a executive level assistant. It's not a senior manager. It's not a executive level, C-level person in the organization. It's an intern. And give it some basic responsibilities. Capture some leads, set some appointments. Help me with, answering questions that people engage or send me via text or shoot me on social media. So in order to make this happen, there's 3 things that you need that are critical for success. And I touched on the first earlier, and that is your data must be in the cloud. If your data is not in the cloud, then AI can't access it. So your data has to already be in the cloud. You don't want to build your own cloud, so use other people's clouds. Amazon's got a great cloud, trustworthy. Google's got a great cloud, trustworthy. Apple's got a great cloud, trustworthy. So just put your data in the cloud. If you're not using an online CRM, leverage it. If you have an online CRM, just make sure it's accessible online. As long as it's accessible online, there's probably have ways to talk to that database. And again, not getting too technical, those are called APIs. APIs are just, think of them as just ways to connect to another application. It's just a way to interface with another application. So if I want ChatGPT to interface with my CRM, then I just put an API connection together. And now I can have ChatGPT analyze the data that's already in the cloud. It's already there. I got the guy's email address already in my CRM system. So now if I say, hey, I need to write an email to respond back, I don't have to copy and paste and move it. It's already in the cloud. So that's the first thing that's important. The second is you have to integrate it with existing systems. So your CRMs, your emails, your SaaS platforms, your vendor portals, what you've got to decide the AI tools that you need to stack together to accomplish your goals and what of your systems you need to share with them. And for the most part, that's the other aspect. I said data is a currency, right? So your data is important. So you've got to make sure that the value that whoever you're working with, the value they put on security and privacy and everything else meets your standards. So you share your data with that resource. Apple said, hey, let's partner with OpenAI and tie them together. And there's going to be conversations around, is that secure? Is that safe? And do you trust it? And at the end of the day, that's where we are in 2025. Data is something that we have to protect, and we have to be cognizant of and intentional about participating in doing so. Not doing anything about it and not sharing your data doesn't advance the whole process. Integrate with existing systems so that you can have AI play a role in helping you manage those systems much more efficiently. And then number 3, continuous learning and improvement. So the AI needs to be able to evolve so that it gets smarter from the thing. You don't need to talk to the intern over and over and over again, right? If I tell you once, no, don't do that, don't do it, period. But if you keep doing it over and over and over again, you're probably not going to have a reason to get up, brush your teeth, and drive over here today. Making sure that it stays relevant, it stays adapting, it stays enhancing your efforts are the 3 things that you basically need to focus on. So there's a recap. Data must be in the cloud. You have to integrate it within your current systems. And you have to make sure that you have processes, protocols, and follow-ups. And by the way, number 3 it addresses that issue that folks, oh, are we going to be replaced by it? No, we're not. If we're using it, our job is number 3. Our job is being the HHIC, head human in charge. Somebody has to say, no, you're going off the rails. We're not talking about it that way. We're doing it. Oh, no, that's not moral. No, that's not. The head human in charge in the organizational structure validates the responses and the results and the replies spit out by the system, just like you do with your computer currently. You put in something that you don't like the response, you hit the delete button, and you change what you're doing. It's not controlling you, you're controlling it. That's who we are. That's what our role is in the relationship. So that constant learning and improvement means we are staying focused on making sure that it's adhering to us. AI is nothing more than a human mirror. It just illustrates who we are and what we're doing. And so I want you to think about it from this standpoint. Train and hire your own AI staff members, agents, interns, employees to help you with various aspects of your business. There's lots of data, lots of information. You might have the need to really get creative and give a lot of access to your data set. I'll give you an example, but it changes the whole dynamic of your business. I work with a event planner here in San Francisco in the Bay Area. They're a big event planner. They do events for Salesforce.com, for the Chase Center. And needless to say, whenever they have to do an event, there's a lot of moving pieces of the puzzle in order for them to put accurate quotes together. From booking talent to equipment and, unions and all kind of, contracts and everything else that have to go out in order to secure and nail it some of these big events. And there's a lot of times that people are missing each other, and there's a lot of back and forth and a lot of wasted. Everything from creating an AI agent who is monitoring the Slack channel and the people responsible for different aspects of the project are talking about it with their colleagues in Slack already. The AI agent is paying attention to that. So now when anybody from higher level up says, where are we with? The AI agent is spitting out results and graphs and charts showing exactly what, and it doesn't disrupt any of the players of the game. All the personnel are doing their thing. They're not having to take time. Oh my God, I got to put this report together for so-and-so and tell them where such and such is. And blah, blah, blah. All that is like, no, I'll tell you exactly where we are. I'll put it in a spreadsheet for you. I'll turn it into a pie chart for you. I'll turn it to this. And all you had to do was just chat with it. That changes the whole dynamic of, well, should I give access to my Slack channel to open? Well, depends, right? These are ways it can be leveraged. That same company, the event planner called me the other day and it's like, Mark, I had my first out of body experience. I was like, what happened? He's like, dude, I was driving home on the freeways after hours, essentially. I get a text message from a client, big client, and I've been trying to get in touch with him for the last few days. He finally responds back to me. And I'm like, as soon as I pull over, I'm going to respond back to him, let him know I'm headed home. I'll hit him later on or hit him in the morning. He's like, my phone started going ding, ding, ding while I'm driving. He's like, my God, is he getting mad that I'm not responding back fast enough? Let me pull over immediately. Now, let me give you a little bit of backstory. We trained and hired an AI executive assistant for Jason, whose job it is to know all about Jason. It knows Jason's background, experience. It knows Jason's projects he's working on. It has access to, it's his executive assistant. And also has access to Jason's calendar and his email. And the ding, ding, dings that was happening, he pulls over, he says, Mark, I pull up on my phone, I look at it, and he, by the way, he's named her Emma. He's like, Emma done had a whole conversation with this guy, talked about the project, whether or not we'd hit certain milestones, and then booked him on my calendar for on Tuesday at 2 o'clock. Back and forth, right, left, all the ding, 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 dings was him making sure, number three's being that it's doing the right thing. So he has visibility in the conversation. He's like, dude, I totally hadn't had Emma had any time. That's the first time Emma woke up. We had just flipped the switch, and he gets a text message, and then Emma's like, oh, and by the way, the conversation went so deep as to saying things like to the client, saying things like, the client says, hey, can we meet at 2? No, can we meet at 12? The agent responds back, and he showed me the whole text message. The agent responds back and says, Emma, I'm Jason's AI executive assistant. I'm looking at his calendar. He's not available until after 2 on Friday, type of thing. The response from the client was, he said, let him know I want to talk to him about XYZ project. And this is text message. This isn't a chat. This is via text as he's doing whatever he's doing. So the responses aren't instantaneous. A minute or two goes back in between, type of thing. So when he says I'm driving, he was going to pull over when he got home in 20 minutes, kind of thing. So this isn't like, it was like seconds. This was a regular text conversation. Oh, with regards to project so-and-so, the things that the two of you guys are talking about is X. This has been done. That's been done. The response back to that, to the agent was, that's perfect. How about 2 o'clock? She said, check your inbox and see if you got confirmation. He responds back, yep, I see it. Excellent. It's on Jason's calendar. I'll let him know. Have a good day. So it was a regular conversation that he was just having. He was chatting in humanese, he wasn't even talking. He was just chatting with the thing. And it was understanding and moving the process forward. Jason's like, dude, I didn't have to pull off. I could just driven all the way home. And he's like, it totally changed the way I think about it. So imagine a whole team of trained in various expert areas of your business. And this is just an example. Each one of these headshots is animated and an AI generated image, even down to the real estate one. I did that one on purpose to make it look more obvious that it's just because it can go from that to something as very photorealistic as any of the people sitting around on the top shelf there. That's what you have access to today. And you can essentially staff out, let clients know, let your staff know, let everybody know, yo, these are the tools, these are the resources that you're giving it a personality, you're being transparent with it, and people are accepting of it. This is a little video. Again, you guys will have access to it when you get the thing, but when you play it, you'll just see that it is, you can get super creative with, just how you articulate different roles in your business, different bios. You can even have the GPT write its own bio or its own background. And you can have experts that are trained in various aspects of your business and or your products. And as you can see, you can even say, hey, I want to bring this one, hire this one, I want to hire that one. So you can organize what you're doing in a much more autonomous way, that when you give it the role of that responsibility, it's going to operate that way each time. Emma is a person on his executive team that listens to his text messages that come in. She's the first person that responds to the text message. And that text message could be, hey, this is something I need to escalate to Jason directly because it's his wife and she don't want to hear from me. Or it could be a client who says, I need to know about this. Can you help me out with that? All right. So enough of that little video there. So 10 ways AI will change the real estate industry 2024 and beyond. Artificial intelligence, or AI, has taken the world by storm, transforming various industries and businesses. Real estate is no exception. AI has brought about a wave of changes that are reshaping the way the industry operates. Now, I'm not going to go through and talk about all of these in detail. You'll have the slide deck and you can go through and you can explore each of these. But look at this. Property listing optimization. You can have it analyze what's getting the most exposure and clicks based on some of the promotions that you're doing, and have different things show up higher on your website, or have things showcased or spotlighted. AI personalized marketing. We talked about it, much deeper than hi first name. Predictive analysis, where you're looking at not just your data, but you're now using other data. You're now going and saying, hey, I will tap into Facebook's data. Interesting. Let's tap into Facebook's data and say, if anybody's interested or looking at those home improvement shows, or they're liking these kinds of make sure that my message is involved in that interaction. And when they interact, because they've already shared their information with Facebook and he knows it's a Mark, now that information can be part of your exploratory conversation, building the relationships. AI virtual tours, being able to really kind of get in and show your spaces, your properties, and then augment that with additional information, additional data, prevents you from having to go over the same thing over and over and over and over again. It's like, yes, it's got a freaking fireplace. And yes, it's gas lit. And they were just looking at a picture and the fireplace maybe was obscured and maybe the picture you had, but AI can analyze it and then turn around and draw a real-time kind of, pop-up button that allows you to now zero in on that aspect of it. Automated AI lead generation. This is a subject in and of itself. This is a topic that I can talk about for hours and hours on end on how to effectively use AI and the tools and the automation resources to build lists, generate a deeper relationship with that list, build that KLT factor. KLT, know, like, and trust. We already said data is a currency. You're going to have to figure out how to get them to share some data with you. You're going to have to get them to get comfortable enough to share more data with you. And the more they share more and more data with you, you can then determine whether or not and how you can play a value-added role in their life. You might not be the one selling them the house. You might be the one referring them to a freaking babysitter because you're a real estate agent. You know everybody who moved in the neighborhood who's got kids in the teenage years. So, and guess what? Emma could be doing the referring. Emma can turn around and refer the babysitter to that new prospect because you're building that trust factor in the relationship. And says, oh, you didn't have to stop doing what you're doing to worry about babysitters in the neighborhood. But the data was there, the awareness and the direction, the operations you put in place. Now, the three that I have highlighted: chatbots, customer service, and AI virtual agents. That's the crux of today's session. That's kind of where I'm really going to focus on. But again, we talked about AI image recognition. This is where you just ask the AI bot to recognize things. You already saw that these cameras now, it's analyzing what it sees on the camera, period. It can see colors. It can drive cars. The AI is capable of hearing, speaking, and seeing. predictive maintenance, basically understanding those areas that need some of your attention, both internally and with clients, and then customer service and AI virtual assistants. So as I said, you're going to get the slide deck. So there's a slide on each one of these that you can dig into detail on. I'm going to skip ahead to the chatbots area. Why? Because if you have a website and or you have an agency profile page, you or your agency should make sure that there's an opportunity or an option to connect an AI trained, custom trained chatbot to that little bubble that pops up in the lower corner of the screen. When someone clicks on that little chatbot bubble, they have a regular old conversation, just like you're talking to ChatGPT, and they can speak in any kind of language and or vernacular, and the chatbot will have a role or responsibility to, as an intern, that's an intern, a role or responsibility to get a name, email address, and a phone number, do some lead capture so I can find out who I'm talking to, try and figure out what questions they have, what issues they want to have solved. So it needs to be trained with frequently asked questions and the high level engagement questions and issues and challenges that a typical visitor to your website or your profile page has. And you have to give AI a primary objective. Every robot needs a primary objective. You remember the old Terminator movies? Where you were looking through the eyes of the robot and it was a digital display and would go primary objective, get Sarah Connor. No matter what happened, it's on its goal to get its primary objective accomplished. So you have to give your AI intern a primary objective. And in this case, the primary objective could be schedule an appointment on my calendar. So you can say, I'm going to train you on everything that you need to know about my philosophies, my products, my services, my business, my mission, what we believe, what we offer, what value we bring to. So when anybody comes to my webpage 24/7 and they engage with you, be Johnny on the spot and instantaneously start having a conversation with them. Start chatting with them, start engaging with them. Capture their contact details because it can now come out in conversation. Hey, great, who am I chatting with? Oh, good to meet you, Christine. And you're having a chat conversation with the bot. Oh, great. Okay. In case we get disconnected, what's your email? Or what's the best phone number to text over the confirmation number to, or what have you? Once it captures that data, it can be extracted because it's data. It can be extracted and put into your CRM system or into your spreadsheet. So now you can say, hey, every chat conversation, extract the name, email address, and phone number, pop it into my CRM system, tying it to your other systems, automating it. All right. Once it gets in there, I have her name, email, and then go back in and summarize the whole transcript of the conversation that you had with the customer and write a response email or a thank you email thanking that person for coming to my website and engaging with me, and drafting that and putting it in my Gmail draft folder so I can look at it before I hit the send button. So now I don't even have to do anything but go and say, oh, here's a summary of what they talked about. Here's what there's interested to them. Here's the information Emma took. Emma already crafted a freaking email response for me and sitting in my draft folder. I like it, send. And I'm on about my business. This is one of the areas that totally changes the way you think about leveraging and using AI, okay? Here's a quick example of that image recognition thing I was talking about. Just a really, really helpful way. You can say, hey, I'm gonna upload some pictures, identify stuff that you see in the picture, and then write a description about each of the things so somebody can click on it and get more details about each of these different items, or different aspects. AI customer service. So this is taking it a little bit deeper. This is where it's more than just a chat bot, but now it's part of your customer support desk. And so now it's making sure that it is alerting appropriate people up the channel to help move the issue along. Because again, the AI intern it only goes a certain way. From there, you either have to get other humans involved, or you have to create a new AI staff member with executive level access to other resources and tools. So that customer service process can be automated. So now you have an intelligent way that you're moving the issues and the challenges around on the chessboard and making sure the right people are being able to get access to and touch so that you can solve those problems much more efficiently and much quicker. And then AI virtual assistants. This is more of the internal application of it. So the AI virtual assistant is like, now instead of Emma being my executive assistant who talks to my customers, now I've got, Stan or, Steve who turns around and says, now let's talk about my P&L statement. Let's sit up here and analyze what's going on with my, inventory management and my process and my growth strategy. And each AI is only good at doing one thing and one thing only. You can't have AI do a multitude of things. You can create a series of AI staff members and have an AI team, and they can pass jobs and roles along an assembly line. But Emma didn't do all that by herself. Emma had other AI agents that she had to reach out to in order to check the Slack thing. Emma doesn't have access to Slack, but Emma has to go talk to the Slack bot that does have access to Slack and make sure that she's only getting access to the conversation that is Jason's, and that she has gone through and done the handshaking that says, yes, she's allowed to get access to Jason's conversations in Slack, kind of thing. So there's this handoff that has to digitally happen behind the scenes. So I'm just trying to paint a visual picture for the way that you're literally using the tools and the technology. At the end of the day, yes, it is all AI. And yes, ChatGPT and LLMs and spreadsheets and automations play a role in it. But the complexity happens when you actually look at the process and you go through the authentication steps involved in implementing the process. You can replicate that in a digital capacity and give certain private level AI tools, AI bots, AI agents access to certain aspects of the business. So, in conclusion, AI is transforming the real estate industry in numerous ways, from optimizing property listings to customer support. Real estate agents who embrace AI technology can expect improved efficiency, better decision-making, and more positive customer experience. This is a real-world example of it happening right before your eyes. If you guys don't know who TechCrunch is an industry magazine that focuses on all things tech here in the Silicon Valley Bay Area. Just last month, or April, end of April, Yelp announced that they are training a new AI assistant to help you connect with business. So instead of going to Yelp and typing in, oh, I'm looking for a roofer near me, or I'm looking for a restaurant near me, or a dentist near me, and it's spitting back a whole list of 10 pages of different roofers or dentists that I've got to go through and sort through and read results from and look at reviews and see who I'm interested really in, seeing which one's really next to me. Instead, they've got all that data. They have all the data about all these businesses already in the cloud. Now they're basically saying, hey, you now are just going to have an interview with a Yelp agent. And that interview is going to ask you questions. Oh, you're looking for a roofer? Oh, you're looking for what kind of roof you have? Style or stucco? Tile or stucco. I said style. Tile or stucco. And stucco. Oh, what area of town are you in? Oh, what is such and such certification important to you? So you're just having a conversation now, a chat back and forth now. And then it's going to come back and say, well, based on everything we chatted about, here's who we'd recommend. And if you'd like, I can turn around and start the reach out process for you. That shows that this is happening real time, and you have access to all the same tools and technology. So as a kind of conclusion, we have a special offer that you guys can go and look at it in detail at your convenience, where we will help you train and deploy your AI intern to help with managing various aspects of initial customer engagement and applying a primary objective of lead generation and appointment scheduling or open house booking, what have you, to the engagement. The details are on the page. You'll get access to the link. There is a quick 90-second video that I do want to show you. But at the end of it, you'll also have an opportunity to engage and chat with Emma real time. And I would recommend, trying to break her because she's resilient. She's been trained on only what it is, the value of hiring an AI intern for your business. So she's very conversant in different types of businesses. So you can talk to them about your business. Her focus, her objective is to not go outside the bounds of the value add to bringing an AI employee to your team. You can't talk to her about politics. You can't talk to her about religion. You can't ask her out on a date. She's polite, but she steers the conversation back towards data capture and scheduling you to see a demo. And you can play with Emma down here below. There's some stats that I definitely would recommend that you pay attention to on the page that are important that I will show you. Let's see here. We'll share this page now. Okay. So here is Emma down here as the AI assistant, paying attention to all visitors to the web page. You can start a conversation by simply clicking on Emma and engaging with Emma. There are a few stats that are definitely important that you should be aware of. Don't be the person that sticks your head in the sand. It ain't going away. It's here. It's being leveraged. The next and the additional generations are becoming much and more inclined and accustomed to it. Participate and leverage and use it. So this is a short video, and let me start the video here. Oh wait, I don't think I have the audio playing. Let me turn the audio on.
Look, realize we are living in 2024, where you have access to incredible tools and technology that will help your business operate more efficiently, cost-effectively, and most of all, boost your sales exponentially, all without any extra effort. Welcome to the reality of training and hiring your own conversational AI staff member to manage visitors to your website, phone calls, SMS text messages, emails, and social media DMs to help you manage communications effortlessly. Your custom-trained revolutionary AI staff member works tirelessly to enhance your business, managing inquiries, reservations, online orders, marketing your promotions and special offers, and list building for your database around the clock. For a very small investment, you could see a significant surge in customer satisfaction and sales, as your AI employee never sleeps and is always ready to serve. Don't lag behind your competitors. Remember, it is 2024 and thousands of smart businesses are already harnessing the power of AI. And now it's your turn. We're committed to assisting every business that wants to start leveraging AI to help their operations run more efficiently and cost effectively. Our unprecedented and irresistible offer is a complete no-brainer and removes all the risk for you. We're super pumped to announce a special promotional offer to train and deploy an AI staff member for your business. Our starter plans begin with a $1,000 setup fee plus $150 monthly. That's $2,800 for the year. But with our special limited offer, we'll cover 80% of your annual cost and contribute $2,300 towards the training and deploying of your AI staff member. So your investment for the entire year is only $500 for unlimited chat sessions. And best of all, you'll be able to lock in this rate forever. That comes out to a ridiculous $37 per day to have a custom-trained AI staff member answering questions, providing support, and converting more of your website visitors, missed phone calls, SMS text messages, emails, and social media DMs into happier customers and ultimately more sales. On call, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no off days or holidays. All that value for just $137 a day. And to sweeten the deal even more, so there's absolutely no reason for you not to try out your own AI staff agent. We'll also give you a free $500 hotel savings card as a courtesy. Thank you for coming on board. Your $500 hotel savings card is redeemable at over 1 million 4-star and 5-star hotels worldwide. This effectively nullifies your entire cost, making your new AI staff member virtually cost-free. Make choice and welcome AI staff member today. AI Genius Agency, empowering businesses with intelligent solutions.
So if you guys are interested in that, we'll talk more about that. I'm available. That's a starting point. That's the absolute basic area to begin. If your website does not have an agent that you're paying $1.37 a day to engage and interact, holler at me. I got one that I can get off the assembly line and plug into your business in a couple of days. So we've talked about the benefits, efficiency and productivity, cost savings. It's so much cheaper. It's so much cheaper. Once you turn around and train it, it's going to do it over and over and over again. I don't have to worry about retraining Emma to talk to them. And Emma can talk to all of you guys at the same time. At the same time. And then scalability. You don't have to fire one AI agent. You simply promote that agent, give it more access, more resources, or you train something else that has private or limited access and give that lower level intern or lower level agent access to just that part of that capabilities. So it's very easy to keep and it able to be growing with your business. There are this is part of an old deal for the reviews. We're not talking about reviews. I'm going to skip over the reviews here and we're going to go right down to here. All right, so here, and we're going to go slideshow and now Q&A. So I'm done. I hope this was insightful. I hope I gave you a different way of thinking about AI, using AI, leveraging AI, the power of AI, power at your fingertips. It's out there. The tools are out there. The resources are out there. Chat with me. One of the things that I didn't put in the slide deck, but you're going to see as a bonus resource in the portal is kind of an aggregation of 900 different AI tools because there's so much out there. You've got to be participatory. You've got to try, hey, is this tool a good tool for us? Is this a way, do we need to do it this way? You've got to architect it. It does not exist currently because it never existed in any industry, in any business before now. So you've got to be that proactive, intentional business person and make some investments, make some discovery, put people involved in it. One of the things I do bill myself out as is a fractional chief AI officer. And no, I'm not sitting around coding stuff, but somebody has to keep an eye on the landscape and help you figure out where and what direction to point the sails in, because this is all new territory. And I can come in on a temporary basis and kind of help figure out some best practices so that it can be staffed and organized and implemented within the operation because it is so new. So that being said, Christine, any questions that I need to answer? You're on mute still.
None. I think you got everything. I mean, there's one question about real estate appraisal and AI, but I'm not sure
if at the end of the day, if you've got to sit down, you got to type something into a computer to get the appraisal number, then yeah, AI can play a role in implementing efficiencies in that process. You can take pictures. I mean, let me stop sharing so I can be full screen here. And then we'll get into our little contest here. Stop sharing. So if I took a picture here of, I'll pull up. Let me know if you can hear this. I don't know if you can hear this. I'll put it on speakerphone, but I'll see if you can hear this here. Emma, I'm in a conference with my friend Christine. Can you tell me the picture that you're looking at here?
It seems like I don't have the capability to view images directly in this chat. However, you can describe the picture to me, and I'll do my best to help you with it. What does the picture?
So I say, well, hold on. No, I'm just going to upload the picture and tell me what you see. Okay.
Sure, go ahead and upload the picture. I'll describe it for you.
All right. So I'll take a picture of us. And then I'll go to, and I'm doing all this in ChatGPT now. This is ChatGPT for Omni. So I'll go to here and I say upload photo. Okay, tell me what you see. I just uploaded it.
I see a screenshot of a virtual meeting in progress, likely related to the Alignable Real Estate Innovation Summit 2024. The screen shows two participants prominently, a man on the left holding up his phone, and a woman on the right with both their names visible, Mark Gamble and Christine Yu, respectively. There are additional participants and a chat panel on the right side where various messages are being exchanged about the presentation and AI tools in real estate. The meeting appears to be discussing topics related to AI and its applications in the real estate industry.
That's from a picture. A picture. Right? So imagine going around the house and taking pictures of the house for appraisal purposes.
That's amazing. We have another question here, Mark. Can the
Yes.
AI assistant do cold calling?
Absolutely. So you absolutely can take the capabilities of the voice that you just heard and a data set of numbers that you want and have it call. And I can give you case studies of, we for a dental practice, we called 2,000 folks that he was following up with from the last 3 years that only came in once and had a conversation about doing their cleaning of their teeth type of thing. So yes, absolutely. But it's not an intern. That's not an intern. That's more of a sales manager role, right? So you're going to pay a sales manager different than you're going to pay an intern. So there's a little bit different economics involved in deploying and creating that, but getting AI involved because again, it's just data. It's just data. All we got to do is give it access to our customer list and the points that we want to make sure it talks about and that primary objective. All right, so now let's talk about our trivia contest. Our trivia contest, if you guys are paying attention, prizes are going to be rewarded. It's really close to $1,800. I'm going to put a QR code up on the screen. Pull out your phones now, and you're going to take your phone and you're going to scan the QR code. That is going to simultaneously mirror the questions that pop up on the screen, but you will be able to answer the questions on your phone. The faster you answer the right question, the more points you get. At the end of each question, it's going to flash the leaderboard showing who is at the forefront of the line, and we are going to reward prizes for the first, second, and third place winners. So first place is going to be able to receive a $100 coupon off of their AI staff member setup. We also have a $300 hotel savings card. And there's some other things to help with your Google social media, your Google local reviews that we're going to play a role in, and you'll get access to complimentary as well. Second place winner will get a $50 coupon off of their AI staff member setup and a $200 hotel savings card, and then also the same Google resources for their local positioning. And then the third place winner will get the $100 hotel savings card, a few of the Google resources, and everybody for participating will receive the opportunity to analyze and audit their business and get detailed AI-driven stats because we eat our own dog food and we are analyzing and doing an appraisal of your website using AI as well. And yes, you can turn around and do it the same thing with your real estate properties as well. All right. So everybody has their phone handy. Then let's do this. Let's go ahead and I'm going to put a QR code here up on the screen. And hang on, I've got to refresh the page. And scan the QR code. You will enter in your name. And you will, okay, we'll hit this. All right. Go ahead and scan, and let's see, get folks joining. You can change your avatar. Okay, we've got 3 players in. Looks like we have a few more in the audience. We'll give it another 45 seconds here. Make sure everybody has a chance to get in. You can change your avatar at any time, but just know that when you change your avatar, you cannot go back to a previous avatar. And that means you're stuck with either that avatar or rolling the dice for another avatar. It's kind of an Alice in Wonderland rabbit hole that they send you down. All right, it looks like we have just 4 players. Well, the chances of winning are going to be very high. We've got a few more people in the audience. Let's give them just a second more. Maybe they had to run and get there. All right, we're going to count down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, game is on. What is the primary objective of an AI intern? Looks like Jim's in the lead. The faster you reply, the higher your score. What percentage of the U.S. adults have used ChatGPT as of this presentation? Ooh, this is a tough one because I really didn't point this out. There was a slide, but I really didn't point this out. 14%. Let's see how many people got that right. Oh, Nova. Oh, wait, yeah. Oh, okay. What is not one of the roles of an AI staff member in real estate? What is not one of the roles of an AI staff member in real estate? They're overtaking Jim. Was announced at Apple's WWDC on June 10th, 2024. What was announced at Apple's WWDC on June 10th, 2024? Apple's entry into the AI arms race. They are partnering with OpenAI. All right, Brian's dropped down to 4th place. David, you're pulling up the rear, my man. How does AI personalized marketing benefit real estate companies? I wish you could take me over and have some cookies for us. You can get a robot to do that for you, Brian's moved into 3rd. What are the top 3 things necessary for AI? Let me move this up a little bit. For AI integration. Data in the cloud, integration with existing systems, and continuous learning and improvement. Oh, David overtook him. Brian fell back to 4. How can AI chatbots improve customer service? Tell me a joke. Providing instant personalized responses. Everybody got it right. We're all still in the game. Search number 1. Hot on his heels is Jim. And AI virtual assistants help improve closing deals in real estate. No change. Jim's got the longest running streak so far. No, Jim and David's got the longest running streak so far. What type of tasks can AI staff members automate? Those routine, systematized things that you got to do all the time. Mundane liberation. Brian, you're dropped to 5th, man. How can AI staff members improve productivity? Uh-oh, Jim's in the lead now. David took 2nd. What is one of the benefits of hiring AI staff members? Just to let you know, question 15 is worth double points. And an AI assistant answer phone calls, respond to text messages, and reply to emails with accuracy and ease. What is the main mission of Alignable.com? Silly build connections and business relationships both offline and online. Jim's only there by 50 points. You must upgrade to Alignable's premium plan to attend networking events. That was a little tricky. They put the first one false in the front and they kind of worded that really weird. I might have missed it. Yeah, sir. I would have missed it too, my man. All right, but you're still in 3rd. This is worth double points. What's the cost to train and hire your own AI staff member with AI teams? All right, drum roll, please. Here we go. Congratulations, Jim, our number 1 place champion. David pulling in 2nd. Cert, number 3. Congratulations, guys. This is has been archived and recorded, and you will receive updates from our AI assistant with access to your goodies. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Christine, if there aren't any final questions that have come in, we will then jump back over to the networking room and call it a day. You got to turn your camera back on. You left me up on the stage here by myself. I'm getting nervous. I'm getting jittery. Where'd you go? You left me. All right. Maybe Christine had to grab. Oh, there she comes. Okay, she's back. Whew. You're like my security blanket.
Sorry about that. I had to take a call.
So we'll jump back to the open networking room. If there aren't any questions, find me. Connect with each other, connect with me. We're done for the day, guys. Thank you so much. I hope this was insightful. I hope this was a seed to get you thinking about your business in a completely different light moving forward. Any final words, Christine?
Nope. It was another great session.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you guys so much. We are back to the floor in 3, 2.